And now we move to a special award from our panel for a very special group of people. September the 11th, 2001, when we witnessed the worst terrorist atrocities of all time. The devastation was so huge that 6 months on, we still don't know the final death toll. But we do know that at least 2,800 people died when the World Trade Center was hit. A focus for international commerce, the attack claimed lives from 80 different nations. And among the dead, 78 British citizens, our highest ever death toll from a single terrorist attack. It's now time for us to remember.
Aware that we're going to be seeing some tape.
New York Fireman 12898, a symbol of courage amid carnage, devotion to duty amid devastation. As thousands flee the stricken towers, rescue workers head inside. Firefighter Mike Kehoe, whose picture was beamed across the world, was one of the lucky ones. But his photo has since come to represent the sacrifice made by hundreds of his colleagues. 343 firefighters and 23 police officers were killed. But dealing with the deaths of colleagues and friends was just the beginning. Their own grief was not allowed to stand in the way of the search for survivors. Amid intense heat and raw emotion, they toiled for weeks at what was to become known as Ground Zero. While the world reflected on the appalling tragedy, police and firefighters continued to risk their lives on a daily basis. The Police Force and Fire Service of New York, courage beyond duty. To receive the award on behalf of the New York Emergency Services from the police, Chief William Morange, and our firefighters, James Kelly and Mike Kehoe.
Thank you. On behalf of the New York City Fire Department and the New York City Police Department and all the emergency service workers and volunteers from New York and the citizens of New York, we can't thank the people of Britain and the people from the mayor who put this together and everybody that was here today. Everybody's been so nice to us. It's really overwhelming.
We can never even thank the British people for everything that they have done since 9/11 and on that day. It was a time when everybody came together, and people are still together today. It's a feeling that is really unbelievable. And no matter what the intentions were that day, it worked just the opposite for what they expected. And,
We were thinking about who would be most appropriate to present this award to you, obviously. And we could think of people who could be no more appropriate, frankly, than two British survivors from that day. Christopher O'Driscoll, who fought through choking smoke as he fled from the 81st floor of the North Tower, and with him, Janice Brooks, who was just 4 floors away when the second plane struck the South Tower where she worked. Janice actually lost 61 of her colleagues. So please, could you welcome Christopher and Janice.
Being one of the British survivors of September the 11th, it's very hard to stand here and not be in awe of these guys and what they do. When thousands of people were running away from not only one but two burning buildings, these guys were actually running in. When I was coming down on about the 10th floor, we saw firemen going up without a thought of their own safety. These are true heroes. Everyone here has just been amazing. Absolutely.
The last time I heard people clapping and cheering firemen on their feet was as I was coming down the stairs. The guys were coming up the stairs, and what was remarkable was they were very calm. They were trying to humour the people, but as soon as we got outside the buildings and the first building went, your first thoughts were for the firemen and the policemen in there. And more than anything else, I just think that these guys are always there when we need them, and they're to be congratulated and thanked.
Thank you very much indeed. Chief William Moran, Mike Kehoe and Jay